Hello, welcome back. We are going to play Twilight 2000 today. So thank you very much for joining me. I believe this could be our lucky 13th session of Twilight 2000. It's I believe, if I've posted this on the correct date, it's the 26th of December, so Boxing Day. Thank you very much for joining me. If you like what you see, please hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps boost the numbers, it helps the channel grow, and that's the thing you've heard all YouTube creating people say for quite a few years now. But all of that same stuff that they all say is now the stuff I find myself saying, which is the weirdest thing in the world. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I have some notes here from last session, and one thing I wrote, which I was thinking, is what is damage in Twilight 2000? And so when our characters take damage in Twilight 2000, it's not blood and guts. Blood and guts is a critical hit. So a critical hit, and then we roll on the critical hit, that is major trauma and blood and guts. Most of the rest is scratches and bumps and just getting knocked about, generally knocked about, because it's a very physical activity, and anytime you do very physical, you get bumps and you get bruised and you get strained and you get winded, and the majority of the damage they're taking, so Starfish at the moment is the only one still with damage, and he has 2 damage out of his potential of 5, and he has 2 strain out of his potential of 5. Now strain is just stress, anxiety, stress, all of those things, just the pressures of what's going on and the responsibility that he has to carry and people trying to kill him. But the damage is just bumps and bruises and tiredness and muscular fatigue. And when he hits 5, it's not that he's dead, he's basically just exhausted. He's either just bruised so badly, or his back starts aching, or he just can't push any harder and can't keep going on. But you can make rolls and various other things, and even you can get someone back up by using a command roll within the system, which we haven't actually done yet. We might try and do that at some point, just to try and play with that roll. I don't know. Oh yeah, Doc's the only one with command. And probably Harrison does, because Harrison Bot is the spinally injured companion to Jack, or was in the same squad as Jack that got hit in the ambush. And we randomly rolled last session that Harrison Bot is an officer, so we need to generate Harrison as an officer, and we are now going, or Staff, Jane and McCoy would also be following, which I didn't mention last session, are going off to investigate the Mad King's base. Now, last night, because I knew I was going to do this today, last night I had a brief conversation with ChatGPT, and I'll show the image on the little thing, because we'll use it. But also I asked ChatGPT, so basically I asked the prompt, hello, good evening, how are you? And then I'm playing Twilight 2000, set in the year 2000 in Poland. We actually, I'll show them up. Actually, we've almost now, Staff and Jane, I realised whilst telling ChatGPT where we were, we've backtracked almost to where we started, which I didn't realise. So we started here, we're now here. So several days later, we've come back, we've come all the way down across round, and now we've come back up to here to come and investigate the Mad King. So we've basically not travelled any distance whatsoever as Staff and Jane. But Staff and Jane are now in this hex here because we travelled for 2 shifts failing stamina rolls. Now on the back of the reminder about the failing stamina rolls, I did XP just before I switched all the cameras on. The only people that I gave experience to were Staff and Jane, who got 2 experience each, and that's because they have actually moved squares and they've dealt with some stuff. I put Staff's close combat up. It was a D. I put it up to a C because Jane's close combat is C, and I just sort of visualised particularly the way they've started working together, and Staff seems to have started taking Jane under his wing. that maybe they would have started sparring, and that would have given them, because Jane is better than Staff at close combat. Staff would have picked up some things off of Jane, and also because Jane had been working on her medical skills, and also because Doc's, no, it wasn't medical. No, I decided against that because what I thought was she hasn't been spending enough time with Doc to actually push her medical skills up. So her medical is still D. What I thought was that she has been pushing herself a lot harder through marching through rain and attempting to sleep in rough conditions. And so I moved her stamina up from a D to a C. So both of them basically spent 10 XP to push a D to a C. So instead of what we did last time, which was people started getting Ds by spending 5 experience, you can take a D to a C by spending 10 experience. Now we did intend on getting Jane to learn the sniper skill sets, but that's going to take some time of Staff to teach her, and also her to learn and a role. And I thought at the moment what they're doing, utilising her stamina skills is probably far better. Here we go, 6 minutes. So we will do a kind of split session. So we will spend some time with Jack and Doc, who may try interrogating the prisoner, and also they're going to have some roles because they're going to be keeping watch. I think someone mentioned splitting the party. Now we've definitely split the party. And then we will spend some time with Staff and Jane around the Man King's enclave and seeing what it is. So first off, we'll start with Staff and Jane. So we are in the, well, we'll do everyone, but we're going to do Staff and Jane first. So we are in the, and then I can show you the image because I started telling you about what ChatGPT did. And then we'll get to that. So we're in the morning, so it's a morning shift. Staff and Jane marched and watched to get to here. And so rather than sleep, Staff may get them to start observations on, so they'd have got to the area. So first off, all right, so it's a big area. So let's see if they can find the Mad King's area, because that will make us decide what they're going to do in this shift. So we've got a morning shift. It's good weather, so it's maintained good weather. It's now the 31st of April. We would have, so first off, we'll say that they are, well, we'll say that they're going to explore the area, because there's a thing for exploring. So exploring is investigating an area such as a scenario site or other location and potentially interacting with NPCs. So we'll say that they are exploring, but we will go, so they're both exploring, but Staff is also keeping watch as they're exploring. So basically they're going to have to investigate this area, the hex that I just pointed to, Mad King hex, because they need to find where in that 10-kilometre square area this settlement is. Now it's not going to be that hard, so we'll say that they can do a recon with 1 hit. So with Staff doing that, he should be able to find it, particularly if he's got Bones helping. So we'll do that first. So he's basically, we'll give him a 2d12 because he's, we're including the binoculars, it goes up, and then including Bones, it would go up. I don't know, should we give, no, there's no mechanism for giving a 3rd dice. There we go, 4 hits. So 4 hits, not only does he find, but we'll call that his watch as well. So Staff identifies where the settlement is, and I'll show you the picture that ChatGPT did. So this, and I'll put it up on the screen, is what ChatGPT did. Basically, it was a 3rd iteration. I said, could you draw me a picture? I said about 12 buildings. I described the Mad King settlement. I said, because the book says it's got barricades with barbed wire and scrap metal. First off, it did it looking like it was like little huts. And then I said, could you make the buildings look a little bit more modern? And I think, you know, it's done a good job. And I asked it to do it hand-drawn, as though a scout would produce and bring back after a scouting mission. And this is what ChatGPT did, including all the little writing on the side. And I said where it was and stuff. The bigger image that you'll see is quite cool. So this is what they see. So from on high, the area surrounding the outside has all been cleared. because the Mad King would have cleared it to give him a defensive perimeter. Though there is stuff scattered about because he's not been thorough about the hygiene of the area. And I'm only doing that, and so some trees have been left. I'm only doing that because it's what ChatGPT left on the map, so we might as well use what we've got. We've got one entrance coming in, and the rest are walls that are quite difficult to go over. It was weird, as it generated this, it quite reminded me of I think it was called Evergreen in the Wolf's Den scenario for The Walking Dead that I played through in the sort of like the non-review playthrough. And it looks a bit like that, so ChatGPT has generated that. But anyway, so this is what we see. And so we will do, what shall we say? Well, let's say what, and then we're going to swap over. Doc is going to do a watch to let Jack sleep, because Jack didn't sleep last night. So we'll quickly do that, and so then we can do their encounter afterwards. Doc, Julian Reed, Intelligence Recon, D10, D8. It's good weather and it's not raining, so we'll just give him D10, D8. He gets 3 hits. Oh my God, Doc may be listening. Okay, so Staff and Jane. Staff and Jane have slowly moved into the area. They've been taking their time scouting around this slightly wooded area just to the southwest of Callens, where they where they started off several days ago. And we came out of the wooded area and then carefully crossed the road. That was the last shift, and now scouting around this area to closer to the road than we were expecting. They encounter these fortified walls where there is some bits of debris, some destroyed cars. It seems like it's been there a while and it's been fortified for a fair while as well. And it seems to be quite well structured. They will quietly set up an overwatch position and spend some time just scouting out. Now, it's not that many buildings. There's about 12 buildings, and they can see a variety of people moving around. Now, we'll do a recon roll for Staff, who's using his binoculars and taking his times. What do we get? We've got 2 hits, so Staff can see. So we'll write down what Staff knows there is. So Staff can definitely identify approximately 5 guards, all with hunting rifles. So he knows that we're going up against, at least against 5 guards with hunting rifles if we want to go in. Now, I imagine that this building here would be the Mad King's house. That the Mad King's house in there is there. So Staff, once identifying this, will reposition them to try and make sure that we've got a good view on that. So let's roll a recon, but without the binoculars, to see if he positions himself for a while to see what's inside, and then we'll give a roll with binoculars if he's repositioned, so he gets a hit, and then, you know, we might be able to say, if we were the DM, we'd give them a chance to sort of see the Mad King coming out and having a coffee and maybe smoking a cigar. That's a very dictatorship type thing to do, isn't it? Standing on his porch, sort of like lord of the manor, overseeing everybody running around starting the morning stuff. And then we'll do a oracle cards to see if we have any sort of medical thing, like just pure luck. Do we see any clues of Harrison in the area, sort of medical stuff, or maybe him being carried between, or something like that. So he's still so he's injured, and we know he's still got a spinal injury that he's recovering from, so he's not going to be walking around, but there might be something else. So first off, can we find a good overwatch position to reposition ourselves to get a better view to see inside this house? Oh yes, indeed, Staff can. Staff's on a roll today. Another 4 hits. So we are in a prime position, so we will not ask Staff to make any more rolls as DM to see if he's found a fantastic overwatch position and he's hidden. So we won't have a chance of them spotting him, spotting them, but there might be when we do it to come to the tail end of this, we'll do an encounter and we'll see what happens. So we see the Mad King. We see that even first thing in the morning, I don't know, I'm visualising shaved head, big beard, not like this, big one. You know, maybe what is it? It's April, so it's April, so it's not that cold. The weather's quite good today, so the sun's out. So maybe either bare-chested or singlet, but with Uzi. So he's got his Uzi on him, and he's got a big like mug, a tin mug of coffee, which he's sipping from and puffing away on a cigarette or a cigar. And that's what staff see. So staff instantly builds a mental image of this person. Possibly we see the dude shouting at some of the people who are starting to go about their day, beginning the chores of the day. So possibly they would be, we would imagine the infrastructure is broken down, so there wouldn't be electricity, and possibly the gas mains would have been done. Somebody mentioned that in the literature for the first game that dams were broken, and so lots of the infrastructure was gone. So wood would be being stacked for, you know, kitchens would be starting up to produce food, maybe baking would be done, and so that would be there. So the next, so we have now got a view of the Mad King who's bossing people around, not in an overly sort of like dictatorial, violent way like that we described was happen in Ostresov with the soldiers pushing people about, but he's definitely in charge. We've definitely identified the person in charge. Oh, Staff's got his L96. We could just cap him now. Would Staff do that? I mean, all hell might break loose, but then we've dealt with, you know, we've took the head off. Oh no! What if he misses? He could miss the shot. It's not going to be an easy shot. He's a long way away. Oh, far out! I'm seriously considering this now. I think there's a probability that staff may take, like, the dude's just standing there out in the open. He's got a prime, like he rolled a double. This is the best Overwatch position Staff has probably done in years. He's in a prime position and he's got his L96 with him. I mean, it's his job. It's what he does. It would basically, if he takes this Mad King out, who's been called a Mad King, so we can create any sort of visual image we like of what he does and what he gets up to. And we've been told he's going to execute Harrison. Basically, we've been told it's going to be a kangaroo colt because he's done it before, and he will execute him. And like they're saying, he's not bad. I mean, you know, long-term thoughts. If we take the dude out, this settlement's done. Marauders will take this place, but we might be able to get in and get Harrison out. And if Staff has only got Jane to deal with, and Jane is coming over. All right. I don't know how to decide. I suppose if Staff is me, I would really be considering just shooting him. He's standing there drinking his coffee. I need to make the decision quickly because otherwise he's going to go back in. Okay. Hearts, King Hearts. So we've got life-saving, but I think life-saving is kill the Mad King. I think Staff is thinking, all right, and he's gonna bring his rifle to bear. He's gonna put the binoculars down. He's gonna uncap lens covers, take, you know, the L96 out of its case, because I doubt he's gonna carry it around without it being in the case, because it's a precision piece of equipment. All right, okay. Now Jane is going to see him do this, and Jane will need to react to this. So we now can see. So Jane is coming over to his way of thinking, and Jane is a soldier. And this is just a sniper mission. So Staff has basically decided instantly to turn this into a sniper mission. He's done this before. This is what he was trained to do. You go off, you identify who's in charge, and you remove them from being in charge. So we will use the table from the parts per million, which is the character behavior. If we turn out a jack, queen, king, or ace, then Jane may react differently to normal. An 8. Nope. Jane is going to sort of go, Staff, and then Staff's going to go, Jane. And then they're not going to say anything else. All right. So Staff will pull it out. Now let's see. Do I need to make an empathy roll for Staff? Let's make an empathy roll for Staff just to see what comes up. Whether he thinks about this might impact. Harrison may be dead for all we know. Okay. So he gets a hit. So Staff is going to think about the impact. He's going to do it. Isn't he? Okay. Thing is, if he misses, then the Mad King will rally everyone, and they're gonna lock down. There's no way they're gonna be able to get in without a heavy-duty fight. Like, not like with the Marauders where we broke into the camp, we snuck in, and then we had to hand-to-hand, which is why I boosted his hand-to-hand, because I thought they might be doing that. This is not that. Okay, Staff. Staff has a D10 and a D8. Oh, Staff might hand the rifle. Staff probably better off handing the rifle to Jane. D10 and a D8. But then we boost it by 1 to a D10 and a D10 because Staff has sniper +1 range combat with sniper rifles, which gives us a D10 and a D10. This has a range of 12 hexes. I will say that we will be at medium range, probably not long range. We will be at medium range because we're inside a 10-kilometer hex. So it's not, I mean, it's a fair way. We could say long range, which goes down to a D8, D8. But then once we hit long range for a D8, D8, we are in an elevated position. Let me just run down this. So he'll take a full turn, which means that he has a telescopic slow aim. So we do a slow aim, which gives him +2, which then goes back. So +2, and then we've got long range. We've done long range and we've done a slow aim. So that would be a +2, -2. Target isn't prone, target isn't full cover. We might do a cold shot depending on where we go to. It's not moving. Not large, not small. We are elevated, which gives us a +1, which gives us a D12, D10. And with the lighting conditions are all perfect. All right, so we're on the D12, D10. So D12, D10 for Staff. What would Jane get? Jane would start with a D12, D10. Then we've got minuses and pluses, all done. And then we're in elevated position, which gives us a D12, D12. Call shot, D10, D10. All right, Staff's going to do it because it's his job. Shall we call shot? Call shot would be a headshot. And a headshot basically means he's dead. So that goes D10, D8. D10, D8. Staff is going to draw a bead on the dude's head just as he starts to take a sip of his coffee. And he gets 1 hit, which is lucky, really. So, 1 hit, headshot. Let's do... So he's killed him. I reckon he's killed. So it's a critical hit. So damage is a 3. Crit is a 3. So he's done a critical hit on his head. D10. A 4. It says, oh, he's not, well, he's not dead. It's got shattered teeth. So basically it's gone through his cheek and out the other side and taken out part of his jaw, and his teeth are all shattered. Is there like a shattered jaw or something on here? No. So apparently this is not a lethal shot, and he's got 3d6 heal time. So the guy goes down, and all chaos ensues. They could try and get in now. It'll take them like 2 turns to rush down, which we can say that some of the guards will be there. If they're just running forwards and taking shots, maybe they can do like staggered running forward. Maybe we're just going to break. It seems like we're breaking into. Oh, I wasn't expecting to do this. Jane is going to get up and start running forwards. Staff is going to put our staff will move forward slowly with the L96 starting to take out the guards who will come up to the fences. So we've got 5 guards who are patrolling the perimeter. So as Jane, so we will say that because of the distance they are moving, if Jane makes a mobility roll each turn, then she can cover 2 squares to get forwards. We can go that the distance would be, I don't know, six moves. So if she can do a mobility roll, she can do it in 3. But that it's a long distance that they're moving, like because they were doing an overwatch position. So she is going to attempt to push herself, so using mobility rolls, and then we'll need to make a stamina roll at the base, and then Staff is going to be coming up behind, stopping and doing a shot. But I'm going to give Staff a -2 because of the quick aim. He's going to have to do a quick aim to move and shoot, and he will be a turn behind. So then Jane is going to attempt to scale the wall. Oh, Jane will just hit it with the law and just take the wall out. So Jane is going to launch the law at the wall, blow a hole in the wall, go through, and then they're basically going to attempt to, both of them attempt to hold the village and try and get Harrison back. Get Harrison into a vehicle if they've got a vehicle, and then get out. This is it's a bit of. I think I took my tablets today. It's a very inopportune sort of. It's the sort of thing a player would do, though, isn't it? It's the sort of thing I, as a player, would try and instigate and get some of the other players on board and go, "Come on, let's just do it now." Which the DM's going, "No, I've got a whole plan for what I want you to do." No. We're going in. We're going to catch them unawares. They're just having coffee in the morning. They're probably, some of them are like having the morning ablutions. We're going to catch them with their pants and ankles. We're going to get Harrison as much stuff as we can in the van and get out. And the DM's going, "Don't!" So we will say round 1 is the guards panicking because their boss has gone down. So we will make a collective CUF roll, and if they fail it, they're out for 2 rounds, which gives Jane a whole 2 rounds that she can try and mobility-wise. No, they succeed. So they're trained enough by the Mad King that they have been, Marauders have tried to hit before. So half the town, half the guards may not even know that the King's gone down. 1 or 2 people may not know at this point that the King's gone down. So the alarm won't have gone out just yet. And now Jane needs to make a mobility roll to have actually gone further to cover 2 squares, which is a D12, D8. Jane fails, so Jane only moves to 1 hex at a time. Maybe she trips over her feet, or she wasn't expecting Staff to take the guy to go down, and then instantly just, because no matter every single encounter we've had so far, I've always had Jane at some point just run in. Right, she gets over eager and just runs in, which is why I'm assuming she signed up in the first place, because she had that sort of personality. So Jane has run in. So round 1, we've got them all coming up. Round 2, we will say there were 5 guards. So we will say that a D6 worth, which if it's 6, it's all of them, goes up. So all of them have gone up onto the perimeter, but all the way around. So because there's the big perimeter, we will assume that we will come in through this angle, and so we've potentially got 2 or 3 are on that angle covering it. So yeah, sorry, I just got distracted. So we'll say that there's either 2 or 3. So 1 to 4, yeah, there's 2, 5 and 6, there's 3. 1, so there's 2 of them. So there's 2 guards over here as Jane is running down. So 2 guards are going to get to have a shot of Jane in round 2. So round 2, their guards are up, and they can do. They will see Jane coming running down the hill. Jane is still a medium distance away. We will say that these are hunters, because that's why they got picked, which gives them agility of B and a ranged combat of C, which is a D10, D8. They are at medium range. So Jane is at medium range at the moment, which is -1, which is a D8, D8. And Jane is moving, which means, so a moving target, I believe means is a -1. Moving target -1. So they get a D6, D8. So 2 shots from hunting rifles on Jane. We get a miss. Hunting rifles are 1 shot, so we don't have an extra ammo dice. And a hit. So Jane is hit from a hunting rifle. I should have that written down somewhere for one of the past combats. Hunting rifle, which does 3 points damage. So hits Jane in the head, which means that the Kevlar takes it. So we roll a D6 to see if the Kevlar gets knackered. The Kevlar is broken. So it shatters her Kevlar helmet. Oh no, is Jane going down? So her Kevlar helmet is done for, and she takes 2 points of damage. So then she needs to make a CUF, cornice under fire, which is a D8, D6. She passes. So Jane still keeps running, which is round 2. So Jane, so that was 2 shots. So the hunters, so guards, and then they'll be possibly calling to other guards who will give them a round to come over, which means that the other guards will come in on the 4th round, and then Staff is going to take a shot. So Staff will have run up. He was on a D, so he's still medium range. He doesn't get that one, so he does have a -2, which means that his -2 would put him on a D8, D6. A D8, D6. So Staff has moved up. So we've got Staff has moved to here. Staff and Jane are there. Staff is going to try and shoot one of those guards. And Staff misses. So Staff has consumed 2 rounds from that. And now we have Jane. So Jane can either, so Jane, if she makes a mobility roll, will move 2 hexes. Then she can drop to knee and attempt to shoot one of the guards as well. So Jane can also lay into fire, and Jane's a better shot. So Jane will attempt to do her mobility roll to see if she can cover 2. Is it an additional hex per? It might be an additional hex per hit with the mobility roll, so she might be able to do more than just 2. You move an additional hex based on each hit. So Jane will attempt to do a mobility roll. D10, no, where am I? D12, D8, D12, D8 for mobility. So she rolls 1 extra hex, so that puts Jane, so the 1 hex and another hex. So Jane has moved up. Staff just moved to there. Staff missed the guard. Now Jane is going to attempt to shoot one of the guards. Jane has a D12, D10, bumped for ranged combat rifleman, D12, D12, -2 because of range, -2 because of quick shot, which drops it to a D8, D8. She will do a 3-round burst, which we will call, so she's got a potential of rate of fire of 6, so we'll call 2 dice like a burst. So she's going to do a burst into one of the guards, putting the guard in, so guard having to make a cornice under fire check. Which is a C. Failing. So the guards are stunned this turn. So that's that turn. Jane is then closer, so Jane is almost up to it. So the next turn we would have the guards are recovering, and the guards are sort of keeping their heads down because bullets are coming close. And the next set of guards, they're screaming out for the guards to come, so the other ones will be here next turn. Jane is halfway there. Staff is then going to attempt to manoeuvre up. So Staff will do his manoeuvre roll, which is a D10, D6. Staff only gets to move 1 hex. And then Staff will attempt to do a shot. What was the shot? D10, D8? D10, D8 sounds right. Let's do it. D10, D8 for Staff. If it's wrong, I do apologise, but I was just quicker. Staff hits one of the guards. Was it D10, D8? Or D8, D6? I don't think it's a D8, D6. I'm going to do D8, D6. I'm going to call that still a hit. Hits one of the guards. This is a 3, does 3 damage, and 3 damage is a crit, so no matter where it hits him, it's a crit. Hits legs, doesn't work. No, legs doesn't work, that means he's behind cover. Arms. No, legs is behind cover. So 3 points. This is same as an indoor, it's a wooden wall. Does 2 points damage, so 1 point goes through. The guards were already corners under fire, so they're down. They're going to be incapacitated again for the next round as they're keeping their heads down because bullets are coming through. But the other guards will turn up the next turn. They come up, and then Jane is going to do her mobility roll. So the guy's not dead, so there's still 2 guards up on the perimeter. I think after the next mobility roll, Jane is going to launch the law at it, and we'll use that law up. Mobility roll being a D12 and a D8. 2 hits, so Jane is really out of breath, but she has covered all the distance. She's right up close. She will then take a shot at one of the guards who just comes up onto the post and starts sticking his head over looking at something to shoot. Which gives her a D12, D12 from where she is. 4 hits. 4 hits, we will say that 2 guards stick their heads up. She will do, like spread, she'll do, let's do it, so 4 hits with 2 bullets doing 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 20 rounds. She kicks out. So basically she empties the rest of the clip. So she empties the rest. She'll need to reload next turn. But she strafes across, and with that sort of hit takes 2 of the guards out. So where 2 of the guards came over, there are 2 guards still up there. She just took out two guards. So there are 3 guards in total left. 2 are up at the fence, keeping their heads down. 1 is left to come over. Jane is now at the fence. So Staff is still halfway there. So next turn, Jane is going to come back a bit, undo the law, and then launch it. So I will quickly, do I need to? All right, so it would be, so it's strength and heavy weapons is what she needs to use. Now she's got a strength of a D10 and nothing in heavy weapons. Sorry, that camera, in fact, this one just failed because it was too hot. Because it's too hot here. So I'm going to have to relocate from this location in the summer months to a cooler part of the house to record apparently. Anyway, as I was saying, what a country. Jane only has a D10 for strength and nothing in heavy weapons. So what we'll do is we will say that if we roll a crit, like a 1, it goes off. Otherwise, it's going to hit the wall, and we will just say it's going to blow enough of a hole out of the wall that she can get through, and that her and staff can go through, and they're going to have to go house to house for a bit. So I don't even know how long that last one was. So what we'll do, they go through the wall into the house. We'll go through the wall and into the place, and that's where we'll end it. If the wall goes down, that's where we'll end it for these 2, because they've done some action and the other 2 would be waiting, and then we might have to go back to them, or I might call that for today. because I think it's over half hour and it's getting hot, and I'll need to relocate if I want to keep going. Anyway, so the next turn, the other guards are up. We'll let Jane do hers first. We'll do initiative. We'll do initiative to see what happens. So we'll have initiative. So we'll have let's give this a bit of a shuffle. Make sure there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cut the deck, and then we will say the guards go on a 9. Nice. Staff goes on a 3. Nice. Jane goes on an 8. That will do. Okay, so the guards will stick there. So staff is going to switch positions with Jane, because we can do that in the rules say that you can switch initiatives with someone. So Jane is going to come back a small jot, prep the law, and then launch it at the wall. So she needs to roll a d10 because that's all she's got, which is a hit. So the law does damage of 6 and a crit of 3. So damage of 6 is going to go through a concrete wall. This is not a concrete wall, so it blows a massive hole in this part of the fence here. That goes out, which is right underneath where one of the guards are. So we will do, let's see if the guards get injured. Of course, reds is favourite for us. Diamonds, which is red, and we've got a 8, which is helpful. So one of the guards goes out. So Jane takes out her third guard. So we've got one under CUF, and then we've got one more guard who's coming up. So these are trained hunters in the building, in the village. Oh, God. So one of them is done. There's a massive hole in the wall. Staff will now take his turn, and Staff is going to attempt to do a mobility roll. Staff might even push this mobility roll. D10, D6. D10, D6. If Staff can roll 3 hits, which he don't, no, he can't. So Staff is going to push this roll, which I think means he automatically takes. So because it's a physical one, he automatically takes a damage. And he gets what? So he takes 2. He takes, okay. So he gets damaged for pushing it. But he does get an extra run, so he does run 2. So he's not in the wall. So Jane's at the wall. He's about to be at the wall, but he can take a shot at some of the people. Or did we say that? It was a D8, D6, didn't we? He takes another guard out. So that guard is out. There is one guard left in the town who's just running towards the hole. He will basically... Yeah, we're ending because now that one's gone. So I'm going to leave that one gone. That picture, that little in picture's gone. We will... How atrocious, heat. We will end that with they're at a hole in the wall. We'll see what happens next game, where Jane and Staff will begin to clear the village, attempt to basically they've just raided the village like with force to get Harrison back. Hopefully Harrison is alive. We'll find out if Harrison is alive, and then deal with that next session. So in the village, Theatre of the Mind combat. Cool. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry about the inopportune end. I do apologise. If you liked that, do hit the like. If you've got comments, do let me know. Thank you very, very much for continuing to follow the exploits of Staff, Jane, McCoy, who will do something at this point, Doc, and now right there, Jack, and I will hope you had a wonderful holiday break and you continue to have a good New Year's, and I will see you with the next game, where I will be in a cooler location and we can record for longer. See ya.